So the trailer for Code Veronica has finally came out. The game is finally been revealed and it is coming to Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and surprisingly the Nintendo Switch 2 in 2027. Now, Capcom absolutely cooked with this trailer. Man, I feel so weird saying that word, especially at my age. But they absolutely cooked in terms of the presentation of this trailer. And I wouldn't say it's a top 10 trailer of all time when it comes to Capcom marketing their games, because they've definitely done better. That marketing for Resident Evil Requiem was just something else, and I do have to give them compliments on that, because whoever did that was absolutely a genius, hiding off Leon until the very end when it came to revealing more and more about the game. Now, Resident Evil Code Veronica, or better yet now called Veronica, this was a game that I think was exclusive to the Sega Saturn. Don't quote me on that, but I don't remember the entire history of this game. But it was supposedly a spin-off. Because it doesn't have a number doesn't mean that it does not mean it's a mainline game. This game is set a few months after the events of Resident Evil 2. It's funny how we went from Resident Evil 2 to 4 Remake, which I do appreciate. You know, as a big long-time Resident Evil 4 fan, I'm glad that they remade that game. We obviously got a sequel to Resident Evil 2 in terms of Leon's story for Resident Evil 4, and that's a few years after the events of Raccoon City. So we're going to be catching up with Claire in this. Now, the trailer just kind of starts off just kind of going through it. There's not very much Easter eggs in this trailer, but there are a few things that I do want to point out. Hey, there was a reference to Chris punching a boulder in this, and that's funny because the older lady was like it's like a boulder rolled in here. Because the room is kind of dirty, and it's actually kind of funny that they're talking about that. There are a few like umbrella flags around this town, which I think is just Paris. From what we're looking at, I don't think we're gonna be taking too much time in Paris. I think this is just gonna be the start of the game, and they're obviously changing some events from the original to the remake, and that is that Claire isn't infiltrating any base. She's actually just captured by Hunk, which is kind of interesting because we just saw Hunk in Requiem. His whole story is just kind of everywhere in this franchise, and it's nice to see that Capcom has not forgot about him. Now, this is a good time and place to talk about Hunk. Hunk has never really been dived into, and fans have wanted Capcom to really dive into his story a lot more in future games or just remakes. And I think going from Resident Evil 2 to Code Veronica, where they're showing that he's actually the one that's capturing Claire, is such a good change in my opinion, because we never really got to see how she got into this umbrella facility in Paris, and we do see how she got captured, but we never really got to see how she infiltrated this. And it's nice to see that the Grim Reaper himself actually captured Claire, which I'm sure they're gonna explain in the game of how she got captured, like how she got followed and all that, like what she's doing in Paris looking for Chris. Obviously we know Chris is here trying to hunt down Umbrella. Really, we didn't really get too much more information. We just got some shots of the island, and there are some things that we can kind of infer. I think Capcom is going to be trying to fix that third act of the game. I know that is a very big part of the game that people just absolutely hate, and this game was like supposedly leaked a few years ago, and they were set to drop it, but they wanted to push it back because the game was just not going according to plans. And Dusk Golem actually did talk about this several times. For those who don't know, Dusk Golem is like, I don't know, a lot of people hate him, a lot of people love him, and sometimes he's very accurate, sometimes he's off. And he's been talking about this game for such a long time. So I mean, other than that, guys, that's really all I wanted to talk about in today's video. This trailer was absolutely amazing. I still can't believe it's running on. It's going to be coming out to Switch 2. I know Requiem just came out to Switch 2. You can actually see my Switch 2 right there. You can see it right there. I barely play the thing, man. It's such a great console. I played it when I was in college, but other than that, I have not picked it up in such a long time. Well, that's gonna have to wrap up today's video, guys. I hope you guys definitely did enjoy, and for more videos like this, please subscribe, drop a like, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.